to another episode of The Ordinary Effect, the stuff we all notice but rarely talk about. I'm your host, Guido. Thank you for joining me. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. There's so many options to do that. You could do it right through the pathradio.com. You can go to the podcast website. You can go to Spotify. You can go to Apple. You can go to Amazon. So many places where you can listen to The Ordinary Effect. And thank you to the radio stations that continue to carry the show. Today, I'd like to explore, because we're in it right now. Snow, winter has come. Winter is coming. What was that? There was a big TV series. Winter is coming. Winter is here. And along with winter comes snow. Sometimes lots of snow depending on where you live. If you live in a snow belt, or even if you live on the perimeter of the snow belts, it's winter. And so you're bound to get hit by a few either snowstorms or inclement weather, or sometimes snow over a period of several days. And the snow is great. It's fun. It's even, I remember being younger, wanting to sled, having kids, going sledding with them, the skating. So many joyous things can happen during winter with the snow. But there's also some challenging things that can happen. And I think those challenging things are our own doing sometimes. Maybe our own laziness. See, you start with snow at home and lands in our driveways and our walkways, our steps, and you got to clean the snow. You got to put it somewhere, right? So people can come home, drive into the driveway, walk up the stairs safely. You got to put it somewhere. But it depends on the kind of person you are, where you might decide to put that snow. And we have things around us that help us put the snow places. Like, for example, the city, they have snow cleaning services. But I've seen a change in those behaviors through the years, where they have rules and you got to go to the website. The rules will say something like, well, 24 hours after it snowed more than 5 centimeters and the sun, is at 40 degrees and the wind stopped blowing and all these conditions to clean snow off the roads. And it makes it really hard for people. It does. I've seen it. I've seen it where, the snow just keeps piling and piling and piling. And they'll say, well, we got to do the major arteries. We can't do the subdivision. We got to do the major arteries. That's great. It's great that you're doing the major arteries. How do people get out of their subdivisions to get to the major arteries if their subdivisions have 20, 30, 40 centimeters of snow that's piled up? Well, they're either trying to plow through it, or there's a good neighbor who's maybe using a snowblower to clear some pathways. But it's ineffective. And I know they'll throw costs. Wow, it costs a lot of money to do that. I understand. And the counter conversation will be, but I pay taxes. Well, sir, but if you'd have to pay more taxes. I don't know. I remember a time when we paid the taxes and the roads got cleaned, and there weren't all these rules about cleaning the roads where they try to save money and cut back on services. But I think that one of the biggest, worst things I've ever seen is something called the windrow. The windrow is when the plow goes by and they leave that snow in your driveway. Then the windrow goes by. It's supposed to pick up the snow in your driveway, and it kind of moves it onto, a snowbank past your driveway, either into your neighbor's front lawn or in your front lawn if it's cleaning the neighbor's one, if you're situated that way. And it's great. It's a great service because, that stuff at the end of the driveway, it's heavy and people can't get out of their driveways. Great service. The biggest challenge with it is that the snowplow goes by at, let's say, 10 p.m. The windrow may not go by until 9 a.m. the next day, 10, later sometimes, 24 hours later. And there's rules around that too. So great that you're going to remove all the heavy stuff from the end of the driveway. But 12 to 16 hours later, when people have to already have gone to work or school or may have an emergency, renders the service ineffective for a lot of people. It does. So now you've got this machine going around the streets, and some people like myself, we have to leave the driveway. I have to clean it. I can't wait and we can't run over it. It's too heavy. But it renders this service ineffective. It's a waste of money. You see these guys driving around with nothing to clean because a lot of people are cleaning the end of their own driveways. The only ones who may not, perhaps, and great, because it's for seniors. It'll help the seniors who can't go and do that or who would have to pay for some kind of service. But the majority or most people who have to go somewhere, unless they're lazy or unable to themselves, they're going to clean their driveway, right? And it also leads to some other behaviors, and that's neighbors. It takes some effort sometimes to be a good neighbor. It shouldn't take a lot of effort to be a good neighbor, but sometimes it takes a little bit of effort to be a good neighbor. And the worst in a neighbor can come out when there's snow, right? When the neighbor feels like, hey, I'm just going to throw my snow out in the middle of the road, and when I do that, it's not my problem, right? I'm getting it out of my driveway. I'm going to throw it in the middle of the road because I pay my taxes, and somebody should clean this, but it's not me, right? So when I clean my driveway and I have the benefit across the road, there's nobody there. There's not a neighbor. So I could throw it in my yard, or I just clean the entire roadway in front of my driveway and push the snow onto the other area. Try to keep it safe for folks, right? If there's enough and I can use my snowblower, I'll snowblow it out. I'll even go as far as sometimes snowblowing a path in front of all of my immediate neighbors' driveways, so that they have a little bit of clearing so they can clean their snow too. And I've had neighbors a few houses down go, hey, can you come help me out? Yep, no problem. Got a snowblower. Why not? Let's go do it, right? But not all neighbors are that way. And so they throw their snow in the middle of the road for cars to run over because it'll melt faster. I don't really know what the philosophy is, other than they're lazy and that's what they want to do. Some take it a step further and don't throw it in front of their own driveway on the road. They throw it in front of their neighbor's driveway on the road. Now that is just taking it to a whole new level. You're not even in good neighbor space. You've gone into that bad neighbor space now. Why would you throw it in front of your neighbor's driveway? It will be difficult for them to leave. They'll have to clean it if the plow doesn't go by. So don't do that. Don't be a loser. Don't be a loser and do that. Don't throw snow in front of your neighbor's driveway. Don't throw snow in the middle of the road. Make it difficult for other people. And by God, don't throw snow in your neighbor's driveway. I'm not kidding. It was a personal experience. Before we moved into our home many, many years ago, we were, it's a new home. So you drive by and you kind of look and you say, you want to see the progression of the road. And we hadn't moved into our home yet. And one neighbor that I had, I didn't know them, but they had moved into theirs. And I literally watched him throw snow from his driveway into our driveway. I know we didn't occupy the home yet, but that said to me, uh-oh. And the uh-oh was true because the fellow, and there's got to be something wrong with him perhaps, he continued to do that for years. I don't know. I don't know why you would do that. And, it's funny, like we're entering the holiday season. You want to be nice to your neighbor. You want to have the spirit of the season, do good things, help others. Why would you do that? It doesn't make any sense. It really doesn't. If you're making your neighbor's life difficult by throwing snow in front of their driveway, throwing snow in their driveway, doing anything to obstruct the use of their own property or safety, you gotta check yourself and rethink things, right? But it goes a little bit further, because that's just at the home, snow at the home. Then you leave the home. And when your car's outside, snow accumulates on your car, right? It accumulates on your car. We have snow brushes. Snow brushes are used to clean your car and remove the snow. One, so that you can see out your window. Two, so that the snow isn't blowing behind you as you're driving. And three, so that the others around you are kept safe from your blowing snow. Making driving conditions safe. When you don't clean your car, all of those things happen. You're driving along, snow's blowing off your car, it's blowing into the people behind it. They think there's a snowstorm. The snowstorm is over, but you haven't cleaned your car, so all the snow is blowing off your car. But you know what? I go back to, don't be lazy. Don't be lazy. It's behind me, it's not my problem. I can't see it, it's not my problem. The snow is blowing off behind me into someone else. It's not in front of me, it's not my problem. The snow's on the road where I've pushed it, it's not my problem. The snow is in the neighbor's yard where I've pushed it, it's not my problem. But you're not being a good neighbor, and you're not being a good citizen. And you're creating unsafe conditions for people by doing that. Clean your car. I know you're in a hurry sometimes. Sometimes we're all in a hurry. But clean your car. Clean it so that you can see out your windshield. Clean it so the snow doesn't blow off the top of your car, impacting other people's driving experience and safety. Snow. There's a lot of good things to it, a lot of fun things we can do, but it sure can bring out the worst in people. Don't let that be you. Don't let it bring out the worst in you. Be a good person. Be a good neighbor. Show the spirit of the season and extend it beyond the season. Thank you for listening to The Ordinary Effect. Stay safe. Please subscribe and come back. Take care, folks.